everyone, I'm Angela Ramsey from the Ingles I Know, and I'm excited to join you here at the Ingles table. The holidays are upon us, and a long-standing tradition in our family is my grandmother's sweet potato casserole. I've put my own twist on this one, so it's allergy-friendly for the whole family. Everything you see here is from our very own Ingles right up the road here in Weaverville, North Carolina. So to get started, we already have our sweet potatoes boiled and mashed here in the bowl. We're going to start to add the other ingredients in one by one, and to make it easy for you, we're adding them all in the same bowl. Let's start with our cane sugar. We have 3/4 a cup here. Just dump it in the bowl. And now we're going to add a little half teaspoon of salt right in there. Let's see, we've got our cinnamon and nutmeg ready to go. I don't know about you, but when I smell these flavors, I think of fall. So now we're going to add butter. We are using butter today, but this is one of the substitutes, the vegan and soy-free butter. So you're free to get that nice buttery flavor without having the dairy. If you have to eliminate it for whatever the reason, or someone that you're cooking for has to make these eliminations or restrictions in their diet, you can feel free to still have those nice flavors, but have a different option. All right, and we're going to do almond milk here today, 1/2 cup. So let's pour that creamy almond milk in there. And then let's see, we have a teaspoon of vanilla. Get that in the bowl. All right, and then this is another substitution. These are flax eggs. And if you have a dairy, an egg allergy, or someone you know is avoiding eggs at the time, this is a nice substitution. So to make a flax egg, all you do is take your flax meal, ground flax meal, 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed combined with 2.5 tablespoons of warm water. You mix it up and let it set for just a while. If I'm in a hurry, I just go ahead and put it in the refrigerator and let it get that nice consistency of what you would be used to with using an egg. So after I get that flax egg in there, we can mix it all up together. This recipe has always been one of our family favorites. My mom has made this recipe since I was a child, and it came from my grandmother who lived in Woodfin, and she was always involved in town hall and in her community, and the ladies in the community formed a cookbook one year, and she started making the sweet potato casserole from one of the ladies down the road, and just kind of stuck in our family, and my mother's made it ever since. So it was one of the things I really missed at holidays when I found out we had to restrict some things in our diet for our family. And I'm so glad to have these substitutions now where we can still enjoy it, but just make a few little quick changes. All right, so that's all mixed up. So after you get that nice and mixed, all we're gonna do is put that in our casserole dish. So I'm gonna bring the casserole dish out here for you. Just find an oblong or rectangular casserole dish that's the best size for this. I told you this was going to be easy. All you do is scoop it all into the pan at once. So here we go. There we go. Get all that nice flavor in there. Now if you have a nice variation to this too, we use nutmeg and cinnamon. But a nice variation, if you have it, is pumpkin pie spice. Because then you get that cloves, some of those other spices in there. If you don't have it, of course, you can use the individual spices, but it's a nice thing to add in if you're feeling like pumpkin pie. Here we go. Let's go ahead and smooth that in evenly. There we go. Make it nice and pretty, because we're gonna put a topping on it, but you still kind of want it to be even in that pan so it will cook even in the oven. Now we've got this all smoothed out, we're gonna work on our topping. This is the best part. Now, I don't know about you all, but we like to have leftovers in our house the day after Thanksgiving. There's always a lot of food and a lot of people to feed the next day, and a lot of times we end up eating this for breakfast in the morning or for dessert. It's just that yummy. So let's take this topping. We're gonna have this the same vegan soy-free butter that we had from before. We melted it for the filling, and we're gonna do it cold for the topping. You wanna make sure it's nice and cold or it's not going to crumble the way that you want it to. And then here we have some dark brown sugar, and you wanna try to get dark. If you have light brown sugar, don't worry about it. Use what you have in your pantry. It'll still taste just as good. But the difference in the dark and the light is the dark has a little bit more molasses flavor. So I find that that pairs nicely with the cinnamon and nutmeg flavors of the sweet potato casserole. So we always try to use dark in our family. So let's add that dark sugar in. Gives it a nice rich flavor. And then we're going to use a gluten-free all-purpose flour. So this is another one of those substitutes, just an easy switcheroo here. You can use, instead of your regular all-purpose flour, just opt for gluten-free if you have someone who needs that option. So we're gonna even that out, half a cup. Put that in there. And now sometimes my sister and I will crumble this with our fingers, but today I'm gonna try not to get so messy and use our fork. So either way works. Just make sure you get it nice and mixed up until it's crumbly, because you're gonna sprinkle this right on top of that beautiful sweet potato casserole we just made. You wanna make sure all of that butter that we got in there got nice and coated. It takes 1 or 2 minutes to keep getting it where it needs to be. Just keep working at it, don't give up. All right, now you can see it's nice and crumbly. And I am gonna get my hands in there because it's pretty much the only way you can get this top laying right on the top here. So you just take it and crumble it up, spread evenly. There we go. Now this has quite a bit of sugar, a little bit more than we usually have in our family, but after all, the holidays are a special occasion, so sometimes we have a little bit more here and there, but feel free to play with the increments there, use more or less according to your taste. As long as you get this crumbly texture, you could add more flour in place of the sugar if you need to. All right, so we're gonna cover up this whole casserole. A good thing about this is that you can start making this with everything you have to make around the holidays. If you have multiple dishes to make, you can make this a day ahead and it reheats beautifully. It's very easy to keep in the refrigerator and store until you need it, and just pop it in the oven the day of. A few minutes warms it up, just like you had cooked it that same day. So it's probably my favorite part about this recipe, because it's something I can know is already checked off the list and done, ready to eat. All right, got that topping over top. And now this is optional. We like pecans in our family. You can use walnuts or any other kind of nut you want, or you can leave the nuts off altogether if you'd like. I chopped some pecans here. I'm just gonna spread this over the top, evenly, just right over top of that topping. It makes a beautiful, beautiful top here. Looks good enough to eat right now. All right. To your liking, I used half a cup, but you can use half a cup to 1 cup, however much you want on there. All right, let's just go ahead and finish that up. All right, we're gonna take this and pop it in the oven, and we'll come back to show you the finished product. And here we are, back out of the oven. You can see the sun glistening there, right there on those pecans, and it smells amazing. And that's it, a family favorite that's friendly for all. Substitutes are a great way to enjoy those treasured traditions, even if you have to avoid certain ingredients. Thanks for joining me here at the Ingles table. Explore the rest of the site for more great tips, tricks, and recipes. I'll see you online at the Ingles I Know.